Good morning. So I'm out and about doing odd things this morning, but here's the lesson. We're going to talk about if-else or conditional statements. At the end of the week, we'll talk about switches. So today we're going to talk about an if-else statement. I'm going to create a project. I'm going to call it the Holy Grail, and you'll know why tomorrow. So I'm going to call mine the Holy Grail. So conditional statements are what gives a program real ability. It allows you to interact with the user and to follow their wishes. And they're the pretty most common type. And you're going to find they give it more amusement. I'm deleting all my cool comments just to give me some room on the page so that you're not surprised and stuff. So I'm going to create a program that's going to take two numbers. It's going to bring them in, and it's going to do something based on what numbers they are. So here's my first statement. I'm going to go make a scanner. Whoops. Yep. Scanner. Let's see if I can spell right. Scanner keyboard equals new scanner. And it says, hey, dude, you got to import that. And I said, well, thanks for doing that for me. So I've done that. So I have a new scanner. I'm going to create two variables, integers, and I'm going to call them, amazingly, number 1 and number 2. So I'm going to ask my user to put these in and give me the numbers, and then we can do something with them. So just your standard print lines. Give me a number A. Do my little Canadian impression there. Then they're going to bring it in. So keyboard, whoops, number 1 equals keyboard dot next line. And I'm gonna do my next line, or next int, sorry. Next int. Close that off. I'll do the same thing and create one for number 2. Cut and paste is your best friend. So give me another number A. And then change that to number 2. So now I've got two numbers that came in, and I can do with something. So let's talk about the if-else statements. They're going to start getting into where, as we create methods, we're going to start using a lot more curly braces. And our curly braces is a whole procedure contained within. So we're going to do if. We start with if. If says, hey, if it's this, then do that. So I'm going to say, if number 1, oops, sorry. This is if with parameters. My failure. If number 1 is the same as, that's equals 0. Whoops. Stop that. Stupid keyboard. Now, because I have this in here, right here, this number 1, there actually is a curly brace involved in this. So we're going to stick a curly brace. I mean, that's right next to the P, and it's a shift. You'll notice that when I stuck a curly brace in, it kind of highlighted and said, hey, there's a problem. As soon as I hit enter, it'll automatically put another curly brace to match this one. So if you use the ID, it'll actually do the work. So if it's number 1, I'm just going to put a statement saying your number is nothing. So system dot out dot print line your number equals nothing, which is true because 0 is nothing. Now, that's the whole thing I'm going to have it do in there. Later on, we're going to learn we can do a lot within this that follows on. As you guys go on today and make some attempts at the Holy Grail, you're going to try and do some things, and tomorrow we'll go through and see how you did. So let's say it's not. I want to include some other statements. So if and else go together. But else and if also go together. So if you're answering a question, you get an else statement. So if it's one thing, else do another thing. So else, oops, I don't need parentheses because else has no parameters. It just needs curly braces. Else system, whoops, can't spell system, dot out, dot print line. And remember, as I'm doing this, you can slow down anytime you want. Your number doesn't match anything I have. Period. Okay, so I did an if-else statement on this. So it says your number doesn't match anything else I have. You'll notice I've got no errors showing up. I'm going to Control S, so it saved my program, and then I'm going to run it. I'll move this up a little bit so you get a better idea. I'll run my numbers. So, whoops. Alrighty, I love it when it does that. So let's close this out and reopen it. And we'll try it again. Give me a number, A. I'm going to give it 0 just so I can see what it does. And then I've got another number, but it doesn't matter. Your number equals nothing, which is what it was supposed to do. It ran through the program. I typed in 0 here. It looked down and said number 1 equals 0. Good. Then do this. Let's try it again. So I'm going to give it a number 1. Give me another number, number 2. It says your number doesn't match anything I have. So went down through the program. I put in number 1. It said, hey, if it's the same as 0, then print this. But it wasn't. Now, we can add additional statements. We call them else if. So else if, it goes through a process, it goes through if. Then it drops down. We can do what's called an else if, which gives us a chance to do more things to our things. So else if number 1 is greater than, I'm looking for the symbol here, is greater than, let's say, 5. I'm going to put my curly braces, and I'm going to print. That is twice I've spelled system wrong. Wow, what a large number. So it's going to go through and it's going to say, hey, is it equal to 0? Or is it the same as 0? It's going to say that. If it's not, it's going to check, is it greater than 5? If it is, it's going to press this. And then lastly, it's going to say, else if your number doesn't match anything I have. So we'll save the program. We'll run it. Now, we pretty much know what to expect if I give it. So I'm going to give it the number 6. Your number doesn't match anything I have. Oh, because did I put 6 there? Uh-oh. I did something wrong. Number 1. Why did it do that? Well, let's close this down and reopen it and see if that's what it did to me, because that's tiresome. 6, 4. Yeah, okay, it was that. I don't know why it's doing that link in. So if you get something like that, don't forget you can try it. So it went down through the program and it checked. It said number 1 wasn't the same as 0. It checked. It said number 1 is bigger than 5, so it printed that. So we can do else ifs. We can have a series of else ifs, and we can check statements. Later on, we're going to learn a switch, which makes this really much easier. Here's your assignment today. I want you to listen to the Holy Grail. He's going to ask some questions. Answer me these questions 3, err the other side you see. What is your name? So you're going to type the whole thing, answer me these questions 3, err the other side you see. And then you're going to say, what is your name? Now, what you're looking for is them to give a specific response. But here's the truth. Well, I'll let you go through it. So work your way through the statements they go through. Remember, if they answer incorrectly, it's ah! And that's it. Okay? So give it a go. Don't sweat if you don't understand it. You can watch this again. Tomorrow we'll go in and look at how we can make that even a little stronger. Okay? Enjoy your day. Bye.